Bible is the voice of God.
Right, right.
The church, they supposed to be teaching you that. Because if you've been going to church all this time, why you never knew you was Judah? And it's in the Bible.
No.
You know who came from Judah? Christ, the black Messiah.
That's right.
So don't you think that's important to know that? That's a part of your identity. So that means if you're from the tribe of Judah, Christ from the tribe of Judah, what blood do you have running through you? You got royal blood in you. You got Christ's blood in you.
That's
your lineage is Christ. Did you know that us being in slavery, going to slavery was in the Bible? Did you know that? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:68. This is our history book. They always give us the shortest month of the year and talk about that's Black History Month. You can't contain us in 1 month. We've done so much history, every day is our history.
That's right.
So how you gonna give us the shortest month and expect for us to keep that? That ain't gonna happen. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he said he's going to bring us into Egypt. So now let's see what Egypt means. Because a lot of times we equate Egypt to the land. But the word Egypt has a meaning in the Bible. The Bible always explains itself. You don't have to go nowhere else. You can stay right here in the Bible. Everything's going to be explained in it. Okay? Read.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Read.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what did it just call Egypt? Did you catch it? Read it again for me.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So he called it what? Bondage. Now let's go back and put it into context. Read it. Check it out.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68.
Bring it on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again,
bondage again,
with ships.
With what?
Ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So now what won't we see no more again? Where are we from? How you doing, young man? Where are we from? Where are we from? Sir, where are we from?
I'm born and raised in Florida.
But where are our ancestors from? They say we're from Africa.
Africa.
Okay, now, they never told us where in Africa we're from, right? So now, where are we from? Think about it. I remember being in school, they used to tell us, go back to where you came from. Y'all need to go back to Africa. Well, Africa has 54 countries. Where do we go? But that's where we're from. That's our lineage. That's our heritage. That's a part of us losing our identity because we don't know where we're from. If a white person came through here right now, you ask them where they're from, they'll be like, I'm from Ireland, I'm from Europe, I'm from London. They can pinpoint where they're from. But we can't do that. And we never considered it. But guess what? Again, the Bible has the answer. Galatians 4:26. Watch.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26.
Bring it up.
But Jerusalem.
But what?
Jerusalem.
Free.
Which is above is free, which is the mother of us all.
What is our motherland? Jerusalem. Now, isn't it funny there's some people over there calling themselves Jews? Are they the Jews? We're gonna find out who the Jews are and how they really look. Give me Jeremiah 14:2. The Bible always had this information in there. But the pastor don't teach us our history.
Right.
This is Black history right here.
That's right.
Our history, our heritage, our culture, and mainly our identity. Read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. The word of the Lord. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
So on the sign right here, who is Judah? Who is Judah?
American black.
Read it again from the top.
Judah mourneth.
Okay, so the blacks mourning. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
Read.
They are black unto the ground.
Read.
And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
So we are Judah. We're in mourning. Isn't it sad to see our people in the condition that we in? Now we're beginning to line everything up. See, these are the names that God called us that you read about in the Bible. These are the names that we was changed to. So now we're getting our identity back. Now we're beginning to know who we really are.
Right.
Now we're getting rid of these titles that was put on us, that so that we can understand how we're supposed to be and who we really are. Go to Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. Now I'm going to show you, there's some people over there in Jerusalem right now. They call themselves Jews. Let's see what God said about them. God already had our answer laid out for us. He already had the information. But because we broke his laws, we lost it with this right here. So now we have no memory of who we are. And some of our people don't even consider. The youth, they don't even care. You know why they don't care? Because the adults don't care. They don't care enough to even dig into our history to teach. Dig into our history to let them understand who they are. We're the greatest people on the planet, but we're always fighting for equality. Why should we be equal to what we're supposed to be ruling?
That's right.
That don't make any sense. None at all. Read that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation.
He said he know our works and tribulation. He know how we keeping the commandments. He know the stuff that we going through. Read.
And poverty.
The poverty. Who's in the lowest state? We're in the lowest state. Nobody else is lower than us. Everybody look down on us. Everybody come from all the other countries, they look down on us. Talking about we're lazy. Well, we built the whole darn country.
Right.
So how are we lazy? How is it? Because we don't forgot who we are. Read.
But thou art rich.
But God said we're rich. Are we rich? Are we rich? How are we rich? In the mind. Why we ain't putting our mind together to learn who we are?
Right.
White man keeping us down.
How is he keeping us down? Or are we keeping ourselves down? We're not doing what God said. And God told us this was going to be the result of it. Slavery. Read.
And I know the blasphemy,
Meaning the lies.
of them which say they are Jews and are not.
They are the ones that say they're Jews. Ain't nobody gonna get you, God. You good? They say they're Jews. God said they're not. But what are they? Read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
So he called them the synagogue of Satan, but yet they call themselves the Jews. And guess what?
Synagogue, what is a synagogue?
Synagogue is a place of worship. That's where we always went to worship at. That was our place.
Church.
We called it church. It was a synagogue back in the day. We always been in the synagogue. That's where we went at. The real Jews.
That's right.
But by them taking our identity, they took our place of worship also. They claim to be God's children. Well, how can they be God's children? They don't even use God's book.
Right.
Whoever, why we ain't never thought about that? They call themselves God's children, but they don't even use God's book. They create their own book with their own set of laws to justify their sinful actions. Just like you seen back, what was it? About like a couple months ago, when up in New York, when they found all them rabbis, and they had a little underground thing where they had little mattresses and all kind of baby clothes and all kind of stuff with their defiling habits.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it right there. You can figure out the rest. The stuff that they've been doing, the stuff that they do, but yet they call them God's people. How? Read.
The book of John, chapter 18 and verse 20. Jesus answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, where the Jews always resort.
Where we always resort. Christ always came to the synagogue. That's where we was. But when we went into slavery, we lost everything. We don't even have any memory about it. Only thing we know now is Sunday worship.
All right.
Sunday worship. Do you know in South Carolina, in Silver Bluff, South Carolina, that is the first Baptist church in America. The first Baptist church. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that until I ran across a book and read the history. The first Black Baptist church was in Silver Bluff, South Carolina. And from there, everything began to spread. So now we begin to understand who we are and what happened to it. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. So we can go back and finish the thought. Because one thing we got to understand, this happened to us because we didn't know who we are. How y'all young men doing? Come here real quick. Come here real quick. Let me ask y'all young men something. What is your nationality? Yeah, what's your nationality?
I don't know.
You don't know? If you look on the sign right here, which one is would you say you is? Which one do you say you is? American black, so you're Judah. So now you have an identity. Did you know that this right here was your history book? The Bible. The Bible is your only history book you got. Right. This right here tell you who you are. Do y'all know anything about this right here? Did they teach y'all this in school? Hey, don't go nowhere yet, Mr. Sir. I'm finna finish up the thought. I'm finna finish the thought.
I'm just checking on the car.
Yeah, we got you. We ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. We got our men right there. So y'all see this right here? Are y'all familiar with this right here? The slavery. What they teach y'all about slavery in school? They don't. The last time I heard they was teaching y'all that we came over on the Mayflower. That's what they teach. That's a new doctrine in school now. But we didn't. This right here happened to us. Did you know it was documented in the Bible? Stand right here for a second. I'm going to go back through this for a second. Watch this. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass.
Meaning in the future. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
To hearken means to listen. And we don't listen to the voice of God. Where do we hear the voice of God at? Church. The Bible.
All right.
The Bible is the voice of God.
Right.
The church, they supposed to be teaching you that. Because if you've been going to church all this time, why you never knew you was Judah? And this is in the Bible.
No.
You know who came from Judah? Christ, the black Messiah.
That's right.
So don't you think that's important to know that? That's a part of your identity. So that means if you're from the tribe of Judah, Christ from the tribe of Judah, what blood do you have running through you? You got royal blood in you. You got Christ's blood in you.
That's
your
right.
lineage is Christ. You got it? Hold on for a second. Read on. Don't go nowhere, y'all.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? Now I'm going to show you something. Watch this right here. This is a slave ship right here. It was prophesied that we was going to go into slavery. Read that, 28:68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
What does Egypt mean? Go to Exodus 20 and 2. I'm going to show you something. The Bible going to explain itself. Just list all this right before y'all go anywhere. So I want you to understand who you are, because it's very, very important.
Right.
Exodus 20 and verse 2.
Read.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what did it call Egypt? What did it just call Egypt? He dozed off for a minute. Read it again from the top.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the house, out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what did he call Egypt? House of bondage. Okay, we're going to go back and put it in the context. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again.
With ships.
With ships. This is us on a ship. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Where are we from? Where are we from originally? Where? Where in Africa? Africa got 54 countries. Where? West Africa's a coast. Where? Be specific.
South Africa.
South Africa is a region. What? Be specific to the country. So you see what I'm showing you? We don't know where we're from. But the Bible tells us where we're from. Watch this right here. Read it.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above is free, which is the mother of us all.
So where are we from? Because Jerusalem is a part of Africa. But you didn't know that because you know what they did? They cut it off. Y'all ever heard of the Suez Canal? The Suez Canal is like a river where they went and they actually cut the landmass of Israel off from the continent of Africa.
You know.
And now they got to where a ship can go through there. So now they can say, oh, you came across that water. No, we didn't. Y'all made that. That's a man-made thing.
All right.
Read on. Go back to the 68. Read from the top.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We won't see Jerusalem no more again. Have you been back to Jerusalem? I ain't been back to Jerusalem. None of us have. We've been in America and we think that we're Americans.
Right.
Read.
Right. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
We're going to be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
Was we not sold? If you look right down here, that's us being sold. That's us being sold. That's us being sold. This is our history. These are your ancestors. Don't think you don't have no connection to slavery. All of us got connection to it because all of us came through the ports of Savannah, Charleston, or Virginia. That's where we came from. After they captured us and put us in slavery because we broke God's laws. Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
So for slave women and slave men. That means our women went into slavery too. They didn't have to put the children in. Why they didn't have to put the children in? What was the children going to automatically do? They're going to follow their parents. So they didn't have to put no shackles on them. Read on.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning ain't nobody going to save you. So sir, let me ask you this right here. So, do you have any questions? You got to have a question.
I understand why they got so many religions now.
Right.
I understand that now.
Right. So they're all man-made. So who should we be worshiping?
Jesus.
How does Jesus look? Which one of them is Jesus?
He had wool hair.
Okay.
They don't say how he looked, what color he was.
It don't say how he look.
It don't say.
Watch this right here. Give me John. Hold that. Give me John 7:38. Watch this right here. We're going to let the Bible speak for itself. Like I say, the Bible always explains itself.
Right.
There is no mystery when you're reading the Bible.
Right.
There is no mystery when you don't let the pastor bamboozle you. Watch this right here. Read.
The book of John, chapter 7 and verse 38.
Bring it out.
He that believeth on me, as the scripture have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living waters.
So it says that you got to believe on Christ as the scriptures say it. So it does say how Christ looked. Go to Revelations 1:1. We're going to show you. Everything has already been written. Revelation is a book that a lot of pastors try to scare everybody from. No, you need to run right to it. That's your history.
Right.
That's prophecy. It's telling you a whole lot about what's going on today and what's going to happen in the end. That's why it's Revelation. It's going to reveal a whole lot. Read.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revealing of Jesus Christ. Read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So now we're going to show you what must come to pass. What has came to pass. Because look, they say that nobody knows how he looked, right? Well, who the heck did they put on the cross?
Right.
You had to put somebody up there. They had to look like somebody. And they had to have a skin tone. Well, the only thing we know is the wool. Well, if you got wool, that means you got a body. Let's put everything together. Read that.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it says that his head, hair on his head, and hair on his face, like right. But you was bald though. I'm gonna get to that. Like the hair on your face where I can see where your beard coming in at that you got. His hair is white like that. From his head down to his beard. Read.
As white as snow.
Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Why was his eyes like a flame of fire? The first miracle he did, he turned water into wine. Of course he drank some, but he didn't get drunk. It's a difference. You can drink, but you're not supposed to get drunk.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 15. And his feet.
And his feet. Now, if you was to take your shoe off, ain't the top of your feet like your hand?
That's right.
Watch this right here. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass?
Brown.
Brown. Okay, now let's see how brown he was. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If anything has been burned, what color is it now? No matter what it is, if something is burned, a house can be pretty white. After it's burned, what color is it?
Black.
Rice.
No.
Wood. Everything gonna be black. That's the way Christ looks. So, when you look at these right here depictions, This is the image that they gave us. The image is. But that's a better depiction of Christ.
Right.
That's the one we need to have in our head. Not this right here. His name was Caesar Borgia. Pope Alexander VI of Rome's son. Slept with his sister.
He was a Roman.
Pedophile. Yes. He was a Roman. Yes. And they got him in the churches and they had us worshiping him. And he was a homosexual. What about that? And this is the man that they call Jesus. Come on, man. You see how they did us?
Yeah.
Because we don't know any better, because we never learned our history.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word,